Hey everybody, John Van Dyke here for New Jersey Exposed. Today is Sunday, February 28, 2021, last day of the month. Spring's just around the corner. Let me see what time it is. 1:14 p.m. Yes, Jersey time. You know where I'm still at. Still in Jersey, that's right. All right, well, we got another well-trained professionals, you know, the ones out there risking our lives as they protect and serve the neighborhood. Protection officers, that's what they are. That's what the bootleggers tell me all the time. They're out there risking their lives, protecting you and me. Well, I got another wonderful story. This one comes out of Connecticut. 2 protection officers. Let me put the glasses on and we will read the story. Okay, this one is reported on the Patch. It's all over the place, this one. This originally came out around January 7th, January 8th, 2021. And it reads as follows. 2 Norwalk police officers were drinking before arrest. Wow, what a surprise. Officers drinking? Never heard that story, have you, folks? Well, here's their pictures right here. There's more to the story than just drinking, which is why I'm doing it. Take a good look at their faces. You think you can figure out what the story's about? Okay, well, wait a second here. Doggone it. 2 veteran officers were found by supervisors in a hotel room not in condition to respond to calls. In other words, they were drinking. Here's another picture of them right there. Can you get a good look at that? Look at those fine, upstanding, well-trained professionals. Don't you feel good knowing that they're out there protecting you? And well, they were. I don't think they are anymore. All right, let's read the story. 2 Norwalk police officers arrested on warrants Tuesday after supervisors found them in a hotel room in October. See, why do we always have to wait so many months to find out about this?
Come on, man.
Had been drinking and blowing off police calls before they were discovered, according to authorities. Wow. Veteran officers Michael DeMeglio and Sarah Lodano were charged with second-degree larceny and second-degree reckless endangerment. Lodano was also charged with risk of injury to a minor. This is another, motherly instinct at work. The 2 have a history together, as DeMeglio is the father of Lodano's child, according to Jennifer Kruger, a friend of Lodano's who was interviewed by the police. Are you guys starting to figure out what's going on here? According to arrest warrants, the 2 officers worked the 4 p.m. to midnight evening shift on October 9th and accepted overtime assignments to continue work on October 10th from midnight to 4 a.m. due to staffing shortage. At about 12:45 a.m., a dispatcher tried to reach Lodano on her police radio and phone but couldn't, according to the warrant. The department tracked her down through a locator device in her squad car and discovered the vehicle was at the Even Hotel on Main Avenue, according to the warrant. Now, many of you may not know, these police cars now will have laptop mobile computers in there, and there's GPS is interfaced with that. You'll see a little round hockey puck on their car. That's usually the GPS antenna. Ask me how I know. Well, I know because I one time installed those into the police cars. That's my affiliation with the police. So how stupid can you be? You're out there screwing around. You got a GPS on your car. At least turn your computer off or unscrew the antenna or something.
Come on, man.
Dumb. I mean, they can even track you through your phone. So if you're going to do any criminal activity out there, folks, turn your phone off. Let's see what else. Let me continue here. Another officer went to the hotel and spotted squad cars belonging to Lodano and DeMeglio in the parking lot, according to the warrant. Lodano and DeMeglio checked into the hotel under DeMeglio's name. He had made a reservation online for a room, according to the warrant. At about 1 a.m., Sergeant Jeffrey Proudfoot and Garrett Kruger went to the hotel and found an empty six-pack container of blue, I don't know why it matters what kind of beer it is, but Blue Point Brewing Mother Pumpkin Ale beer. Never heard of it, don't know what it is. In LaDonna's vehicle, and a 4 plastic container commonly used to hold 4 packs of IPA beers, according to the warrant. The sergeant said they found LaDonna's bulletproof vest carrier and body camera on the vehicle's dashboard. The sergeants went into the hotel and learned the 2 officers were in room 302. They then recognized the Megalio's voice asking who was there when they knocked on the door, according to the warrant. Sergeant Proudfoot identified himself, and after about a minute or 2 of no coming to the door, he knocked again. The warrant states. Officer DeMeglio asked again who was at the door. Sergeant Proudfoot identified himself again and told the officer DeMeglio to stop playing games and open the door. Uh-oh! You think they got to get their clothes back on? DeMeglio opened the door, and the sergeant said DeMeglio's uniform shirt was untucked, he was barefoot, and he was not wearing his duty belt. Duty. When confronted, DeMeglio asked, "Did I miss a call?"
Come on, man.
Oops. According to the warrant, LaDonna was in the bathroom at the time, according to the warrant. The 2 were then ordered to get dressed and return to the Norwalk police headquarters, which they did. The 2 officers checked into the hotel just after 11 p.m. and were seen on surveillance video walking to the room, according to the warrant. Both were in full police uniform, DeMeglio wearing a face mask due to coronavirus protocols. But LaDonna, who was seen holding a brown paper bag, was not wearing one, according to the warrants. That's like the least the problem, isn't it? Norwalk police said they discovered evidence that LaDonna's vehicle was parked behind High Road School on North Avenue for a considerable amount of time that evening. Police later found empty beer cans and bottles, including some, here we go again, Blue Point Brewing Mother Pumpkin Ales, according to the warrant. That evening, LaDonna was tracked to the CVS on Main Avenue, where she bought hair care products, and to the budget liquor store on West Avenue. See, they're not the brightest bunch, people. They really are not the brightest bunch. I always say they're hired for their size and their willingness to follow orders. Big, dumb, and follow orders. And these 2 are definitely dumb. I mean, you got to know there's GPS in your car. They track it everywhere you go. That's why I always ask on these Facebook postings of police departments when something goes down and the crook gets away. I say, where is your car when it happened? Because they know where the car is at. And also, it helps the dispatcher know that if there's a call here and they can see on the screen where the cars are at, they can say, all right, get car 1 over there. Dumb. Dumb. This is what's running around out there with a gun.
Come on, man.
And you wonder why people are getting hurt and killed. Okay, let me continue here. That evening, LaDonna was tracked to a CVS on Main Avenue, where she bought hair care products, and to the budget liquor store on West Avenue, according to the warrant. Kruver, who was visiting from Brewington, New York, purchased the beer and rode with LaDonna in her police vehicle to buy it, according to the warrant. Before this shift, LaDonna and DeMeglio had a lunch with Kruver and LaDonna's baby, whom Kruver was babysitting. I should remember that. You got the 2 cops in the motel, and you got this Kruver, who's a friend of one of them there, and that person is watching LaDonna's kid. After the shift started, they drank more. LaDonna baby, whom Kruver was babysitting at Donovan's on Washington Street, where they had some beers and peanut butter shots. According to the warrant, after their shift started, they drank more beers in the parking lot at Norfolk headquarters on Monroe Street. According to the warrant, at one point, LaDonna took a drag marijuana vape pen she had with her. Police said, this is why they should drug test these cops. They should all be drug tested at least once a month. But the police union will never allow that. Bootlickers will never allow it. But I say drug test them, because they had a drug test as LaDonna. She would have been caught. And a lot of other cops that I report on. not that she tests positive with marijuana, I mean she's under influence, but you're out there arresting people for using marijuana or possessing marijuana, and here you are using it? This is the hypocrisy that I talk about.
Come on, man.
Kruver, who was taking care of the baby, rode with Ladonna to the liquor store with the baby in the car seat in the back. According to the warrant, the department prohibits civilians. Wait a second, they put the car seat in the back of the police car? And they went to the liquor store? Dumb. The department prohibits civilians to ride in police vehicles in unofficial capacities. Ladonna took Kruver and the baby to Sedona Tap House. Jesus, they're bar hopping. Where she dropped Kruver and the baby with Ladonna's wife. Ladonna took Kruver and the baby to Sedona Tap House, where she dropped Kruver and the baby with... Wait, am I reading this right? I'm going to read it again. Ladonna, that's the female that's banging or in the motel room with the male cop. Took Kruver. Kruver's a friend. And the baby belongs to Ladonna, to Sedona Tap House, where she dropped Kruver and the baby. Okay, so Kruver and the baby, Ladonna drops Kruver and the baby off at the tap house with Ladonna's wife, according to the... So either there's a misprint here, or Ladonna's got a girlfriend? A wife? I don't know. Of course, anything's possible these days. Kruver met up again with Ladonna and DeMegla at the school parking lot, where they drank more beers. So, question I have, you're drinking all these beers, where the hell are you pissing? Especially in the police car. Doing all this drinking in the parking lot. Kruver met up at the parking lot where they drank more beers, according to the warrant. Ladonna said she didn't want to go home. And DeMegla decided to get the room at the hotel, according to the warrant. Well, I know why she didn't want to go home. Because we all know, well, at least men know, that alcohol's like WD-40 for women's legs. It loosens them right up. Investigation into the two officers involved interviews with the members of the department, interviews with the hotel, store, and restaurant employees, studying surveillance footage, collecting DNA. Uh-oh. Did they find some DNA on the bed sheets? Evidence from the two officers and empty beer bottles and other measures. Oh, maybe they're trying to get some DNA off the beer bottles. Police said during the shift, Ladonna and Megala did not respond to some calls for service, which is where the larceny charges come in. Yeah, they did time theft. That's what they did. They got paid to do something. They weren't doing it. And what gets me is that it's larceny, receiving several hundreds of dollars. I mean, this is the problem, folks. Several $100 for 4 hours worth of overtime. The shift while they were drinking and not working. They did, however, separately respond to some calls that they had been drinking, potentially placing themselves or others in danger, which is how the reckless endangerment charges tie in, according to the authorities. The risk of injury charge for Ladonna stems from her driving the child around while she was drinking, according to the warrant. Well, that's more that motherly instinct at work. Please, I had another website. I used to talk about the motherly instinct. Any man that's been through family court knows what I'm talking about. Both officers are on administrative leave and are free on bond. They are scheduled to appear in court February 16th. Well, I looked around and, oh, hold on. No, yeah, here we go. There's an update. Let me click on that. I didn't see that before. So this is on the spot. Now get this. You know what? I could almost write this story. This is like, the cop that gets caught trying to hook up with a 15-year-old. Now he's going to run out and get counseling and help. Well, that's what I'm going to read you right now. So here's the update on it. It's funny because I was looking for it and I couldn't find it. It's right there. Okay, so it says, Norwalk police officers Michael DeMegla and Sarah Ladonna reportedly may seek accelerated rehabilitation to get their cases dismissed. What cases dismissed? We know exactly what they were doing. This was a planned operation, okay? They started this drinking before they went to work and they continued it. Norwalk police officers Michael DeMegla and Sarah Ladonna, who have been accused of drinking while on duty, stealing while they're on duty, both had their court cases continued as they considered consider moves to have their cases dismissed, reports the Hour. The two are free on bond and on administrative leave from the department appeared in Stanford Superior Court Wednesday, but neither has entered a plea in their case. The M.I.A has applied for accelerated rehabilitation in the case, which would lead to his charges being dismissed if he successfully completes the program. Lodano has not yet applied for the same program, but attorney told the public agency she also may do so. The two were discovered by blah, blah, blah. You know, folks, if that was you and I, you're supposed to be working, I don't know, say you got a job or you got to make deliveries, you got to do something, and you disappear, or even your job, not even disappear, you disappear from your job. They can't find you. Turns out you're at a motel with your boyfriend, the father of your child, your baby daddy, and you're found there, you're drinking, you're drunk, you're acting stupid, and they come find out you had your kid, you're driving around drunk with your kid in the car, and you think that you're going to be able to apply to get your charges dismissed?
Come on, man.
Probably not. Now, what I'm reading into is that if they get the charges dismissed, then maybe they'll be able to get some kind of do a suspension or something, where maybe they're out of work for 3 months, 6 months, whatever it is, and then they get the job back. Is that what I'm reading into? Because that's what I think will happen. These two officers should be fired. They should be, let's see, I got to think about this. Stealing, their time theft, stealing. So depending on how much they stole. And then you have the other thing of driving around with the kid in the car, drinking. Now, it's tough for them to prove that they were drunk or intoxicated while they were driving the kid around. So one could formulate, hey, it's not a problem. I had a beer at home and went and took my kid to the baseball game. Is that really that bad? Probably not in the eyes of the law, but from a moral standpoint, probably not good. So I think that charge will probably get dropped. But I don't know, that Cobra person, she could testify again and say, yeah, they were in the car. And videotape will show the kids were in the police car. So I would say these cops need to be fired, and I would say give them 60 days in the pokey. And let that be a lesson to all the other well-trained professional protection officers out there out risking our lives. But you know what's going to happen, folks. I'll go down on record saying that they will complete their little accelerated rehabilitation program very quickly, and they will get the charges dropped. They'll get their jobs back. They'll probably put them on probation for a year, meaning they screw up on the job within the year, they lose the job. But that is my inclination of what's going to happen. Two sets of justice, folks. When's it going to stop? That's what I know. When's it going to stop? And when are these bootlickers going to wake up and realize what's going on? Absolutely disgusting. Drinking on the job, not responding to calls. Imagine if a call went out and if they were doing their job, they could respond to that call within a minute. Instead, they were busy, so they had to route that call to another car that may be 5 minutes away or 3 minutes away, and that 3 minutes that amount of time could be the difference between somebody, I don't know, dying, getting hurt, bank being robbed, I don't know. But in the terms of things like that, seconds count. Especially if you're having a heart attack or you're choking or something. But these fools are in there doing what they're doing. And as far as I'm concerned, it's premeditated what they do. They planned all that. And that Officer DeMeglio, I'm going to say it again. I say it all the time. This officer, he was thinking with the little head, not the big one. He's had a few alcohol in, he's got alcohol in him, so he's a little horned up. She's got alcohol in her. She's a little horned up. So there they go to the motel to do a little hokey pokey. Oh, I don't know, folks. I'll put the links in the description. You can go read the stories yourself. Let me know what you think in the comments section. Till next time, people.